Wow, this journey to joy is sure a challenging one. Did you notice that difficulty seems to be necessary for us to develop joy? I guess that makes sense because just about anyone can be joyful when things are going great. Real joy is tested, well, when it's tested with tough stuff. Now, our fourth step is to be ready. But ready for what? Well, ready for God to show you someone who needs to understand your joy. If you've been honest with your hurt and you've been open to the truth that God wants to teach you, if you've then chosen to put your full weight on what God has said and decide to believe Him with all your heart, well, some things are going to begin changing in you. And God wants to use those things to help someone else launch a similar journey. Your joy can change someone else's life. I've seen it happen, and it's amazing. I remember when my grandfather died, and that was almost 30 years ago. But I remember so much about that journey. One of the things I remember was how many nurses and doctors showed up at the little country funeral home for his memorial service. I mean, it was a nearly an hour drive from the city, but these people stopped in to honor my granddad. What I can remember from our conversations was that these busy professional people didn't come because he'd been their patient for a long time, though he did spend most of the last 14 years of his life in and out of medical facilities. It wasn't that his health insurance had likely funded their kids' educations or anything like that. No, what caused these important people to take time from their lives for his memorial was his joy. They just couldn't get over the calm, trusting way that he faced years of surgeries and strokes and physical setbacks. Nearly every conversation sounded like, "I just wanted his family to know how he affected me." Don't you think God wants all of us to affect people like that? Could it be that this is the real agenda of joy? What if other people learned how great it is to trust God by watching some of us trust Him? I guess that means joy, in the end, isn't just for my own good. Joy is what makes my life attractive to other people in ways that might cause them to want what I have. I'm sure they don't want my stress. Probably got plenty of that on their own. But could they want joy that dominates how I handle those things? I remember when my best friend's dad died. None of us wanted that to happen. He was only 51 years old when his battle with a brain tumor reached its final day. And in his last moments, as seizure came on top of seizure, that man's daughter, my friend's sister, leaned down close to her dad's ear and whispered, "It's okay, Dad. You go ahead and go. This is the day you've lived for." I still can't hardly remember that without being deeply moved. You see, only someone who knows God's promises and really believes them can say something like that to someone they deeply love. That's what joy looks like. Knowledge that rises above the surface when things get difficult. As God grows it in you, be ready. He's got some folks who need to see what that looks like. Well, we've got one more stop on this journey. Our final stop comes in part 6, and it's called